Hi, in this video I'm going to be going over game 3 from Prep Test 92 Plus in section 2. So we'll be starting with question 14. Right, a company's personnel office is scheduling orientation sessions for 5 new employees, M, P, Q, S, and T. There can be up to 3 sessions. One on Wednesday afternoon, one on Friday morning, and Friday afternoon. Okay, maybe we want to do PM, AM, PM. Okay. Q must be scheduled for a Friday session. S must be scheduled for an afternoon session. So S is one of those two. T must be scheduled for an earlier session than P. And if there is a Friday afternoon session, so if Friday PM exists, then more employees must be scheduled for the Wednesday afternoon session. Than the Friday afternoon session. Okay, so the number on Wednesday PM is going to be greater than the number on Friday PM. Okay, if it's not possible for the Wednesday afternoon to have more than the Friday afternoon, then we're going to ditch Friday afternoon altogether. So when could this potentially happen, right? When would we actually use that contrapositive? The thing that I'm thinking is, so let's say we have 3 of our employees are known to be on Friday morning. Okay, so these spots are full. So maybe Q, not S, of course. T and nope, couldn't be Q. So it would have to be Q, P, and M, I guess. Or maybe we're just told that there are 3 of them. I mean, if it's these guys, then we know for sure T is down here. Wednesday AM. Okay, yeah, then we know T is down here. Without this, maybe we think, oh, well, we could put S in Friday afternoon, but that's going to trigger the rule. And if that rule is triggered, Wednesday is supposed to have more than Friday, right? So in this situation, it's not possible for Wednesday to have more than Friday afternoon because there's only 1 player left to place. So rather than having the option of putting that player in Friday afternoon, we would know for sure that we're going to have 2 in Wednesday morning. So even just knowing that Q, P, and M are on Friday morning would be enough for me to know that T and S are both Wednesday afternoon, because T has to be earlier than P, so T would automatically be there, and then S would have to be there as well because of Rule 4. Okay. That being said, do you really need to write out the contrapositive? If you have this understanding, then I would say no. Just the fact that there have to be more on Wednesday than on Friday would get you the same result if you just hold to that. Okay. All right. Question 14, we should be able to do our usual process of elimination. for the first question. So that's just about looking at each rule individually and finding the rule breakers. So Q has to be scheduled for Friday, so I just look for Q on Wednesday and eliminate that. So I can eliminate E. S scheduled for afternoon, so I just look for S in the morning, C, and eliminate that. Okay. T must be earlier than P, so yeah, so I just look for P before T, which happens in answer choice B, eliminate that. And then we know that Wednesday afternoon has to have more than Friday afternoon, so A would be out. All right. So D's the correct answer here and gives us an acceptable solution. This is another acceptable solution. Yeah, we've got Wednesday morning, or sorry, Wednesday afternoon. Whoops, it's PM. M, S, and T, and then Friday morning, Friday AM, P and Q, and nobody on Friday afternoon. Okay. All right, moving on. Question 15. Which one of the following is a pair of employees who cannot be scheduled for the same session as each other? Well, T and P definitely can't be, but that's not on. Q and S, I think, might be a problem. Yeah, Q and S is going to be a problem. So the reason that would be a problem would be the only place we can put them together is Friday afternoon, and Friday afternoon has to have fewer than Wednesday afternoon. But if we put them together, we're not going to be able to put more players in Wednesday afternoon because T and P are two of the other players, and T has to be before P. So C, Q, and S can't be together. Okay. All right. 16. If S and T are not scheduled for the same session as each other, okay, so S and T aren't together, we have examples where both of them are on Wednesday. Let's try STP. Okay. Can we do T and then S here, P? Q has to be one of these guys. So Q is going to have to be here, right? I think that's true for both of them. And then who do we have left over? M. So what could be true? P is scheduled for Friday morning. Looks like that could be true. Don't see anything wrong with that. M Friday morning wouldn't work in either of these. M Friday afternoon isn't going to work in either of these. Q Friday afternoon also wouldn't work. And no one in Friday afternoon. Yeah, that's not going to happen, right? So if S isn't on Friday afternoon, and then T and S can't be together, we have to put T on Friday morning, and then P has to be after T, so it has to be on Friday afternoon. So yeah, there's just no way to have Friday afternoon empty. So that one we've proven that P can be on Friday morning, but we've also looked at each of the answer choices so we can show that that's the answer by process of elimination as well. All right, if Miller is scheduled for a Friday session, so M, Q and M, which one of the following must be true? All right, so I suppose, what can I say here? So we know that I can't have both T and P. So, okay, well, I've got one example here. So let's use our bank of acceptable solutions. So does T have to be scheduled for Wednesday afternoon? I don't know. Does S have to be scheduled for Friday afternoon? Definitely not. Does Q have to be scheduled for Friday morning? Maybe. Does P have to be scheduled for Friday morning? Maybe. Does M have to be scheduled for Friday morning? Maybe. Okay, so there's clearly another solution that I'm missing here. Maybe one that has P on Friday afternoon. Right, I could have that. SP here. So that's totally fine. So P can be scheduled for Friday afternoon, so we can eliminate D. We could have, we could move Q or M to Friday afternoon as well. Moving T to Friday morning instead of Wednesday afternoon is going to be a problem because then we wouldn't be able to have more in Wednesday afternoon than Friday afternoon. So A is definitely the correct answer. Moving to 18. Okay. If T is scheduled for a Friday session, okay, so that was just for that specific one. If T is scheduled for Friday, well then it's going to be it's Wednesday, Friday morning, Friday afternoon. Q has to be one of these. S is one of these. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so in order for us to have more on Wednesday than on Friday, we have to have both M and S on Wednesday. And then Q is going to have to be in the middle there so that we have 2 and 1. So who must be scheduled for the same session as each other? Q and T have to be scheduled for that Friday morning session. All right, hopefully that helps. Let me know if you have any follow-up questions.